Namaste, everyone, and
Namaste.
welcome. Yes, indeed. It is a beautiful afternoon up here in the Berkshires of Massachusetts in the United States.
Once again.
That is the moment before us, and I love that. So let me ask you this question, because today Hank and I are we're calling forward the conversation about the bond in this energy of the we. And, we think a lot about the bond. I think about the Avatar movie, right? And the bond that we make with those that support our journey, or the bonds that we have throughout our lifetimes, the bonds that sometimes become cords of limitation, and the bonds that then support us to be. I want to share, I don't know if we're going to leave this in or not, but I'm going to put this in the record as we move into the show right now, because today we're talking about bonds. And we're talking about community. And the beauty is that we break the bonds of limitation through our sincerity, our love, and our presence. And right now, Hank and I, we knew that we were in this beautiful area in the Berkshires, but we also knew that we were sitting at the end of a driveway that's very groomed and beautiful and most likely private. And of course, the universe would have it that the owner came out and put down his window and gave us that look, and through sincerity, love, and presence, the bond of limitation was broken. So today, let's bring a hand to our heart. Let's begin in the energy of sincerity, the energy of love, the energy of presence, the energy that calls forward the miracles that we cannot deny. Because when sincerity, love, and presence come together, miracles happen. That's why Hank and I are here. And you know what? In this moment, I am Hank.
And I am Kira.
And we are expanding consciousness.
And we invite you as well to join us. So today's program is furthering the concept of the bond. And it's in the series 2 entitled The We. And we've spent a lot of time on the I, but there's no moving out of the I. The I is part of the we. And I think the most important part.
I agree.
Of the we.
Absolutely, because in the essence of an I, right, which we did 14 episodes on really claiming that, but in the essence of the I being open and clear and aware, it is available to become part of a we. It has that oneness. It's that 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐵𝐿 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐿, where the one and the one will always be one. And that's part of the bond, isn't it? It's that recognition of the power within, of that which I am.
And you are.
As I am.
As we
as
are.
Are you.
So as we talk about the bond and the importance of developing community and not only recognizing and being recognized by another, but being honest and true to yourself, and fostering that amongst other to feel safe, to be who they are, and develop that relationship based on trust and on safety, and things begin to unfold. I think it's so important, Kira, to share that, the voice is inside you. You innately know. You've always known. It is what Kira and I call the known.
Right.
The bond with self is critical to bond with another, to bond with community. Surround yourself with the community that is, in a sense, family, that's respectful, that honors you as you honor them, and as you honor yourself in everything that you do. So important.
That is such a valuable piece of wisdom, and I hope you're all listening to Hank as intently as I am, because that is the wisdom. It is about honoring that, about going within. Let us not forget that we are here talking and sharing and really being in the living essence of the Yoga of Self-Ascension. So what is the Yoga of Self-Ascension? Well, the Yoga of Self-Ascension is the full attainment, or the full remembrance, or the known of the perennial philosophies, which are what? At the end of the day, Everybody says, why am I here? What is my purpose? Why, why did I take birth? What's my purpose? What's my mission? Why am I here? Well, at the end of the day, we are all here for the same thing. We are all here to remember, to honestly remember the totality of that which I am as you are while we are in this body of form. And in order to do that requires that we walk through this extraordinarily beautiful planetary thought body that has among it the polarity of free will. And what are those 7 polarities of free will? Well, the 7 polarities of free will, the bonds that bind us and then we can break free, is when we choose to live in the core essence energy of fear or trust. Because what are you bound to? Remember that when people are afraid, and I know you know these people, when people are afraid, they will give away their power. They'll just give away their power. But when people are terrified, they will give away their soul. And so consider, what are you bound to, and how do you find the bonds that give you the strength to break free of those chains, which frequently could be your family of birth. That's
Those
a whole
cords,
other
are you
bond.
speaking about cords?
I could
Those
be.
cords
What do you
that
think? You ever
bind
hear
us,
about
that
that?
hold us back.
There they are.
And you can cut those cords.
Yes.
They're yours to choose.
Indeed.
What works for you, what works for me, what works for us, and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
That sense of freedom. And we speak about this often, and I'll mention it again, and how important it is to really, truly honor yourself.
Yes.
The bond with community is important. The bond with self, that sacred union, is where it all starts.
I love this, Hank. I love that you're talking about that bond with self, that sacred union, because is not sacred union one of those 4 steps that spin the alchemical process of the Yoga of Self-Ascension, right? Remember, when Archangel 𝐬𝐫𝐽 brought forward these energies, they were in no specific order, and 𝐬𝐫𝐽 said what? That we are in an ever-refining spiral, that as long as we have this body of form, as long as we are moving, we will be in an ever-refining spiral, moving through these 4 energies. And be in union is one of the foundational 4. It's one of the anchors, and it begins with that bond with self, that recognition that when you look in the mirror, you love what you see. And that's not talking about vanity or egocentric energies or preoccupations like we frequently see with social media. What we're talking about is that gazing in the mirror and feeling the joy of knowing who you are, of waking
you mean
up.
Like you are that you are?
Yes, and I am as I am.
And fully accepting.
Yes.
And embracing that.
Yeah.
And loving. And continuing to love that person that you are, that inner child, connect with, and ask the question, what can I give you? How can I support you?
Yeah.
What do you need?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you'll find that it's love, because that's the essence in being human.
Wow, breathe that in.
Is loving thyself, loving another, supporting community, and doing the work, both for self and for another.
Well, then I want you to make a note on your calendar and join us on Wednesday, live, June 17 at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, because we're going to dive into the quantum immersion. And this quantum immersion energy is happening in June, which is why Hank and I are talking about this type of field, and that there is a huge difference between a bond and being bound. And those two are very, very different, yet frequently confused, misunderstood, and thereby become the focus or the central core in conflict. And so when we come together on Wednesday, June 17, and if you're catching this after that, get to the YouTube channel, make sure you've already subscribed, and watch it. Watch this rebroadcast.
And this is not a gift. I mean, it's
Yes.
one of many gifts that we
Yes.
share and that have been shared with us. But this is a gift at no cost. We are so interested to connect with you and hear from you. And as Kira said, this is live.
Yeah. And if you're catching this before we go live at 8:30 p.m. on the 17th Eastern Time, get to IamKira.net, register, and get the YouTube link. And when you get the YouTube link, you'll be able to be in the back room with Hank and I while we are broadcasting live to the world and offering this extraordinary moment of up-level in quantum consciousness itself.
I don't really think here we have a back room.
Oh, I bet we do.
We do?
It's in Zoom, and I bet you're going to find out about it. And so hey, a lot of you are already registering for that. We are doing great. Get in there. But hey, if you're getting this too close and go, ooh, didn't register, didn't have time, right here at YouTube, we're going live. And we will be here with you, bringing you through a moment of divine, true, empowered activation. Because we are in that moment where understanding the bonds that offer us the gift of feeling supported, the bonds that are, when we walk a tightrope, we know are that safety net, knowing that if we fall, we will get up again, knowing that we are never, ever, we might feel lonely, but we are never alone. That is the bond that sustains the heart. And when we move into the center of the bond that sustains the heart, when our quantum awareness opens, we see everything with the gift of thank you. Even if the emotional body is feeling wounded, even if there is a sense of tenderness, that deep energy of thank you.
And if you're feeling alone, connect with self. Connect deeper within yourself. And love yourself more and more, for you are not alone.
Ever. Forever.
For you are you. You always have you. And if you embrace the you, then I think you can embrace another.
And this is another important, a really valuable discernment as we're talking about bonds and we're talking about the bond. Because how many of you right now, and some of you have heard, and Hank and I started talking about this earlier today, how many of you have heard about, cords or cording? And you might have been very close with someone. It could be your family. It could be tied into your belief systems. And what you felt or mistook as a bond. Mistook. How's that for a word?
Is that English?
That is an English word. I'll challenge your Scrabble on that. That is mistook. We can look that up.
Well, it was the pronunciation that was throwing me off a little bit.
It probably was. So you mistook, right?
I don't think that's English, but we understand what she's trying to say.
Do we? And it's great. It's good to have the levity because, sincerely, how many times have you mistaken something because you wanted it to be?
More than mistook.
I hope y'all are enjoying this as much as he is. Give me a comment about it because I know you probably are.
I will hear more about it later.
No, he won't, and you all know that's true too. And so think about that you might have judged yourself or blamed yourself or gone into this cycle that was self-deprecating because what you mistakenly thought was a bond was a cord. And it was a cord that was thrown often out of victim consciousness. And that is the difference that blocks the law of instantaneous manifestation versus ignites it. And so for a great example, since we're right here in front of you, Hank and I came together as two ones, bringing that essence of oneness into a creative force, thereby igniting the law of instantaneous manifestation. How many times thereby have you been with another, but no matter what you tried, no matter how much you tried, it just wouldn't unfold?
Cutting the bonds that one has, and I'm sure we've all, I certainly can speak for myself, had cords. But cutting those cords are liberating. Cutting those cords are freeing. It opens up that barrier, so to speak, to, a creation, to an expansion, to manifestation of what is important to you, and whatever that may be.
This is a really valuable thing to talk about, especially I know a lot of you have been watching us and, honoring us as twin souls and that which is unfolding through us because of that energy as well. And the one thing I really Hank and I would like to share with all of you is this. If you are right now with someone because you are afraid, or because you are worried, or because you're just like so concerned that you have to stay for them, and you're at the sacrifice of yourself, then here's something I want you to consider. That is a bingo area for the ego, number one. Because your ego is basically saying that you are so important, you are so valuable, that this person could never exist without you in their lives. So that's the first thing I invite you to look at, because it's a subconscious egocentric experience. The second piece is this. Be with someone because you honestly love them. Be with someone because you see yourself unfolding, expanding, building a life. When that energy comes together, the universe lines up with infinite potential. And a bond is formed that is so strong and so powerful, nothing can take it away, because everything will try. That type of bond is the bond that moves everything. And
gives everything.
Exactly, because it is a bond that comes from sincerity, love, and presence, thereby filled with the miracle energy of the universe. Now, I want you to take that in. Why am I sharing this with you? Because if you are right now with someone for other than that reason, then I want you to consider this. Are you being kind to them? Are you really being kind to them? Maybe they need to be with the one who can help them expand and explore.
And so if you keep yourself open and release those cords, those potential relationships, whatever they may be that are not working for you, that are not you, it opens that door to receive what may come. And so I share that because I think it's so important to not restrict yourself either out of fear or whatever may be holding you back, but to truly experience that beautiful being that you are. And I'll speak for us. We are in so alignment that things are unfolding that are just pretty much mind-boggling.
Yeah.
You know, intensities that are just dissipating. Professionals or people that are coming up in certain ways that are supporting in areas of need. Difficulties that are just
Releasing.
Releasing. And that sense of freedom, puts this smile on my face and on our faces.
Very much so.
And that's because we are in alignment with self, alignment with each other, and probably most importantly, alignment with the universe. And it is being recognized by Source, our guides, and is fully presenting. And some of you may see this beautiful aura of mine.
Isn't that beautiful? I love how that's happening. It is truly a gift.
I may have to step away for a minute because I think I'm getting a download from above. So
I think that's happening because of all of you.
I'll be right back.
All right. Please come back, and I'm watching those mosquitoes come in, which I know are cue to say to you, look at the bonds in your life. Look at the cords in your life. What is really supporting you and what is not? Imagine if you were free to take all of your life force, all of your creative energy, all that you are, and truly be with that, create through that, and trust yourself with it. That's the moment.
Listen.
Yes.
Feel.
Yes.
Experience. And follow your heart. Know that your heart, that sense, that intuition is your guiding light. It is the beacon to your soul. It is you in your essence speaking to you as a human. It has presented to me in beautiful ways. And when I didn't follow it, it was like against the wall, right? Time and time again. Trust your intuition. Love yourself. We'll catch you next week.
Many
if
blessings.
not before. Namaste.